What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. So look, this is going to be a review for, excuse me, Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 1, Episode 2. Let me tell y'all something. This show is slowly becoming one of my favorites. I really like this show. I like how honest and raw everybody is. The storylines seem to be really genuine. The big picture of what it is they're trying to do, they're not prolonging it, they're not dragging it out. So this is giving me a thumbs up right now. And the previews for next week look like they're going to keep the momentum going. So this episode picks up where the aftermath of the dinner party. So remember last week at the dinner party, Mel threw some questions out about deal breakers. And she was talking about cheating and how you can respectfully cheat versus being disrespectful. And what is a deal breaker with cheating and that kind of thing. And so this is the next day or a couple of days later or what have you. And Mel and Marcel, and I said, I was calling Mel the wrong name all last week. Shout out to the person in the comments who got me together. Thank you, boo. I am horrible with names. I write the names down and I still say people's name wrong. So I apologize. But Mel and Marcel, they're talking the next morning and Marcel is like, look, I'm still kind of, a little uncomfortable with how that whole situation went down at dinner the other night. He was like, these are not just our friends. These are people we're going into business with. And, if we're in counseling or something, I'm cool with certain things being said or certain conversations being had. But when it comes to us talking about our problems or our situation with these people, I'm just not that comfortable. And I feel like the way you threw it out there, it was clear that you was sort of throwing stuff out there. You was sort of throwing a little dig or whatever. And Melody's thing was, if you don't want nobody to have a problem with what you're doing, then don't do nothing. You want nobody to have a problem with what you're doing. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. She was like, we talk all the time. We throw things out there all the time. And, as far as I'm concerned, if you if you're embarrassed and then you shouldn't have done it. Whatever it is you're embarrassed about, you shouldn't have done it. I hear her and I see her point to a certain extent. But at the same time, though, I'm like, come on, Melody. Like, you knew what you were doing, But it is what it is. But she did. She absolutely knew what she was doing. So then we see how the other couples are kind of reacting to it. So we catch up with what's her name, Latasha, and it's Martell and Marcel. So Martell is the other one. Marcel and Latisha. That's the male chauvinist. And basically, they're talking, and, Latisha is like, look, we need to talk to them. We need to find out what's really going on. Rumors are out there that he cheated on Melody, and we need to get the real scoop. And the whole time the two of them are talking, I'm like, no, you don't. That is not your business. You don't need to know whether what happened was real. You don't need to know whether Holt really cheated or not. Like, as friends, we all like gossip. We all like to get the tea. But no, you didn't really need to talk to him about it. You really don't. You really don't need to have to question him. Now, from Marcel's point of view, he's like, look, that's my man. It is what it is. But from a business side, I don't want to go into business as three couples and then there'd be a divorce in the midst and they end up messing with the business. That's the only concern y'all need to have, really, is from a business point of view. Because from a friend point of view, you just be there for your friend. When they call, when they need you, be there. But other than that, all of that, I need to know what's going on. No, you don't. No, you don't. See, that's how stuff gets started. Anyway, so that's what they were talking about. See, that's why I put in my notes, not your business. Then we see Kimmy and Maurice. And they're talking, and, their conversation sort of went to the point of Maurice trying to justify what is respectful cheating. And Kimmy was like, let me explain something to you. There's no such thing. Cheating is cheating. There's no respectful way for cheating. You broke your vow, whether anybody found out about it or not, whether it became public or not, whether I was embarrassed or not. At the end of the day, you cheated. She was like, and maybe we need to revisit what non-negotiables are, because I'm not liking what I'm hearing. She started getting really serious, which she should have. I think Maurice was playing, but I understood what Maurice's point was. I really did. Cheating is cheating, point blank, period. But I understood what Melody was saying, and I understood what Maurice was saying when he was like, look, there is such thing as, don't have me embarrassed out here in these streets. Don't have everybody knowing what's going on in my, out there. And yes, cheating is still cheating, and I will handle it my way. But it makes it a lot harder to forgive somebody it makes it a lot harder to deal with and process cheating when everybody else knows what's going on. It's one thing if cheating is happening and I find out about it and me and my husband have to deal with it privately. But when the whole world is gossiping about it and have an opinion about it, it does make it harder and you are embarrassed. So I understood what the point is of respectful cheating, but no, cheating is cheating, boo. Ain't no respectful to it. You cheated, you cheated. So what we also know what's going on in this episode is Letitia is throwing a bridal shower for Kimmy. And, you know, she's excited about that, getting that together. And we also hear some things that Letitia is really just not happy. She makes little smart comments about being a housemaker, a homemaker, and like she's just not happy. That is not what she wants as her full-time life. You know, she's just being honest about it. And, you know, Marcel is like, whatever, that's what you signed up for, it's whatever. So that's going to continue to be a storyline, but some things were sort of said about that. Then we see they bought the lot, and that's what I was saying about they not prolonging this. The whole purpose of the comeback group was they're going to try to create affordable housing for middle class blacks to stay in black neighborhoods in Huntsville, to build up those neighborhoods instead of moving out and allowing either decay or gentrification, right? Great idea, great concept. And I thought they were going because last week they went and looked at the lot. But then this episode, they done bought the lot, honey. They bought the lot, they own it, they're clearing the lot. So we see that Marcel and Martel are clearing out the lot. We see the architect, Miss Andrea. She's the architect, black woman doing her thing. I'm here for it. And she's like, she likes what she sees. You know, they talking about how the houses need to look and everything. Making some changes and stuff. And, you know, they talking to her about basically, you know, giving them a little discount because it's for a good cause and they're trying to keep it an affordable housing type situation, you know. And I'm kind of wondering if it's more to this situation with Miss Andrea. I'm going to just put that over there to the side and leave it as a footnote and see if we need to revisit it. But as far as what they showed us in this episode, Miss Andrea is cool, you know. And like I said, she's an architect, black woman doing her thing. So when they get done having that conversation, Marcel talks to Martel about the conversation at dinner. And he basically says to him, Marceau. I keep saying Marcel, it's Marceau. And he keeps basically saying to him, he said to him, you know, look, first of all, like, what's up? Like, what's that about? Like, you know, did you cheat? Did you step out on Mel? What's the situation? And at first, you know, Martel trying to act like, no, it's all good. You know, it's cool. It's all good. And then he finally admitted, y'all, he said, something went down. It was a year ago, you know, but it's over. You know, we working through it. It was a year ago. I don't know why she bringing it up or whatever. And like Kimmy had said earlier on when her and Maurice were talking, she brought it up because she's still hurt. And she brought it up because it's some stuff that's still going on. There's some things that still, you know, because she wouldn't, if she was over it and it was done, she wouldn't have brought it up. So the fact that she brought it up lets you know, hey, something ain't right. She's not happy. Something gone down. And, you know, y'all know Martel be acting like everything is perfect. He was like, nah, we good. Everything's good. It's good. And Marcel told him point blank, he was like, look, from a personal standpoint, that's your business. That's cool. But from a business standpoint, I just want to make sure, he was like, I want to make sure that I'm going to be dealing with Holt and Holt, not Holt and Holt. And, you know, he was like, so what you trying to say? You asking about, are we going to be divorced? He was like, I'm just asking. Like, what's up? What's going on? And he was like, nah, we good. We good. We good. But y'all remember last week, him and Melody act like they always good. Ain't nothing, never's a problem. So he calls Maurice and says, and, you know, gives him a recap of the conversation. And they decided they need to just kind of have a sit-down, you know, conversation and just talk about the whole thing. The bridal shower. The bridal shower was beautiful. Letitia looked like she put a lot of work into it. It looked beautiful. Decorations were beautiful. The food looked nice and everything. Miss Kimmy looked cute, honey. Miss Kimmy had on a little white romper outfit with some tassels, honey, with some silver tassels. She looked beautiful when she came in there looking like money, honey. Looking like the bride to be, okay? And, you know, we saw a little scene with her and her mom where she's basically thanking her mom, you know, for just being a strong black mom and having her back and supporting her and, you know, raising her and her sister. It was cute. But Melody's not at the bridal shower, and so it's kind of noticeable because of course she had a reserved seat at the head table because she's their girlfriend. She RSVP'd that she was coming, but they were just kind of like, well, where's Melody? You know, what's going on with Melody? You know, that kind of thing. We see Melody riding around by herself, and she said, you know, sometimes I just need some alone time to just be with my thoughts. I got a lot on my mind. I'm really not feeling like my marriage is in a good place right now. I'm really feeling like, you know, that it's really shaky. And I just kind of need some time to just think. I need some me time to just process. And I was like, that's all well and good. And we know that, but that's going to be a problem because, you know, whenever you have a big event and your girlfriend's something like that and you don't show up and you don't call to let nobody know what's going on, y'all know people going to be like, so where were you? So we know that that's going to probably be an issue later on. But we see the situation that she's really dealing with. Hey, my marriage might be over. The last place I want to be right now is a bridal shower. So I can get that, but, you know, anyway. Communication, boo. Communication. So the fellas get together. The three guys, they out there washing their cars, you know, and basically use it as an opportunity to talk to Martell straight up like, look, what's up? Like, I know you told me everything's cool. I know you told me everything it's all good or whatever, but we just not feeling that. Like, there's something going on, and as your friend, we want to make sure everything is good, but on the business end, we really just need to make sure that this comeback group is solid. So, finally, Martell finally admits, yeah, I cheated. And, honey, the details are a mess. Let me tell you something, Melody, you a good one. You a good one, Melody. You really love that man, and you really trying to make this work. Because let me tell you, honey. So here go the details. Here's the salaciousness of what went down. It was a year-long affair. He was calling this woman his girlfriend. Melody found out while her mother was in front of her. So that's that embarrassment piece of it, because his phone kept ringing from a blocked number, and Melody finally answered the phone, and lo and behold, it's the mistress. And like the guys were like, why she got your number? And he was like, I mean, you know, because you were in a full-on relationship with this woman. Anytime you call this woman your girlfriend, that's a relationship. You don't call nobody your girlfriend that you just sleeping around with every once in a while when it's convenient. That's number one. I mean, you're still wrong for doing it. But you don't get no label to the mistress if it's not something that you really feeling. Then, she got your home phone number. I mean, she's got your cell phone number. And your dumb butt is leaving it out around your wife. Either get a burner. Something. Then she called her from a block. I ain't going to tell y'all how to cheat. Well, I'm about to break this down for y'all. I ain't going to tell nobody how to cheat. Anyway, so then Melody found out. She talked to the woman, and to make matters worse, she had to sit down with the mistress so she could get all the details. Because he said he came clean once he got caught. He ain't lie. He ain't try to hem and haw. He told her everything that was going on. So she met with the mistress to compare notes and make sure that everything he said to her was true. See, this is what I'm talking about. Now everything makes sense. Now he says that he ended the relationship, but he still talks to this woman. That's why Melody still feel the way she feel a year later. See, if you had went cold turkey, cut everything off, and for the last year, you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, being the perfect husband, letting your phone sit out, not putting no passwords on it, letting her see what she want to see, check your email, text message, Facebook, all that stuff that you got to do to build trust back up, then that would be one thing. But the fact that you are still in communication with this woman, that's why I was like, I'm giving Miss Audrey the side eye. Because when the guys were like, why are you still talking to her? He wouldn't answer that question. He was like, well, yeah. He wouldn't answer that question. Why are you still talking to this woman, Martell? Why are you still talking to this woman? And so he said the other thing that's making matters worse is that the affair was over. The sexual part of the affair was over a year ago, but people still are calling Melody or telling Melody things that, like, details are starting to trickle in of more things that she didn't know. Not new information, but just information other people are sharing with her or she's getting in the street, which of course is making things worse. But if you are still in contact with this woman, it may not be old information. It may be other information that people are saying, well, I saw, him at lunch with so-and-so. See, now it makes sense. Last week episode, when she was calling him, blowing his phone up, and she was like, no, when I call you, answer. I don't care what you doing. Now that makes sense. Because you have lost her trust. So you might legitimately have been on the phone handling business deals, but in her mind, every time she call you and you don't answer the phone, you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing. And I get it now. And Martell, you don't get it. You're a man, you don't get it that you still being in contact with this woman who broke your wife's heart, who you had a full-on... And he was like, see, Melody called it a relationship. I don't call it that. You called it a relationship when you called that woman your girlfriend. That's a relationship. Girlfriend, boyfriend. That's what people do. So, and it lasted a year. That is a long time to lie to someone. Because, see, the thing about an affair is it is an ongoing lie. If you go out to the strip club, get drunk, and have sex with some female in the parking lot, I'm just giving an example. That's just a one-night stand. It don't make it right, but you had a full-on year-long affair. That is a year of lies. That is a year of deceit. That is a year of money being spent. Because I know y'all was staying at hotels, and I know y'all wasn't staying at the Red Roof Inn. Y'all was staying at, the Omni or the whatever the top hotel is down there in Huntsville, right? Y'all wasn't staying at no little hole in the wall. Y'all was staying at a nice spot. You wasn't taking her to McDonald's for lunch. You was taking her to a nice little restaurant, steakhouse, whatever, somewhere you didn't think you was going to get caught. But you took her out. You spent time with her. And the other thing that made this really bad was when he started talking about the reasons why. Honey, when he started talking about the reasons why, it really confirmed everything that Marcel feels about why he don't want his wife to work. He said, well, she was working all the time, didn't have time for me. She wasn't cooking anymore. We weren't having sex anymore. I just felt like she wasn't making me a priority. So that all that male chauvinist needed to hear. He said, see, and you sitting here talking to me, preaching to me about how I need to be 50-50 with my wife and how I need to let my wife go out here and work. And look at y'all. Martell was like, you got a point. I said, Lord, pull Letitia. She ain't never going to get out the house now. She ain't never going to get a job. Because that daggone Martell done cheated on Mel. Mel out here working. So, it was a good conversation. It was an informative conversation. And that's why I said these people are allowing their lives to be out there. They're allowing their vulnerability to be shown. Because the cameras were right there. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good TV for me. But that's a lot for them to say, we're going to put our business out there. I just hope the mistress don't have nothing to say. I hope they don't get in the blogs and the mistress want her 15 minutes of fame. I hope she just stay over to the sideline where she need to be. Anyway, then we see a scene. Melody went to go talk to her mother-in-law. Mama-in-law is a pistol. Do you hear me? She was a single mother, raised her kids. And Melody said, she was talking to her about really being worried that he's not being faithful. But the mother-in-law don't know about the affair. Well, she know now. But she said, I can't really bring myself to tell her the whole story about why I feel the way I feel. But, she said, even, because she doesn't trust him, everything he does, she questions. Like him going to the gym at night. She was like, he has time during the day to go to the gym. But why does he choose to go to the gym at night once me and the kids are home instead of spending time with us? My thing is, why y'all don't have a home gym? Why y'all don't have a home gym? But anyway, that was another conversation. Because they clearly seem like they have a big enough home to have some gym equipment somewhere in the house. But anyway. She said the other morning when he was going to Home Depot, she was like, he looked like he was dressed to go to the club. Now, I didn't think he was dressed to go to the club because they showed that scene. He just had on a button-up polo shirt and some slacks. I don't think he was dressed to go to the club. She said, normally when people go to Home Depot, they dress in work clothes. Well, just because he was buying the stuff at Home Depot that day don't mean that he was about to go use it. I mean, I've gone to Home Depot after church. Didn't mean I was getting ready to get down and dirty with whatever I went in there to buy. But again, you have no trust. So when there's no trust, all of that becomes suspect. All of that is a question mark because you don't trust him. So mom-in-law told her, look, I love my husband, I love my son, you know how he is. She said, but look, y'all got to make that decision for yourself. She said, I know he loves you, and I know he loves you and he loves those kids. And she asked her mother-in-law, she said, well, I know you were a single mother and with everything going on, how was it, being a single mom? And she said it was hard. It was hard. She said, well, would you stay with a man that you couldn't trust? And the mother said, no. She said, but that's not my decision. That's your decision. You got to make that decision for yourself. So I thought she was fair. She a pistol though. She said she was on her way to the racetrack, honey, and she looked like, you know, she had little streaks in her hair and had her little jewelry on, honey, and her little jumper, her little jumpsuit, honey. She looked like she a pistol. So then we see where Melody and Martell, they talk. And Melody tells him, look, I just don't trust you. Like, I'm still struggling with it. I'm still struggling with the trust. And she gave him the examples that she was talking about, you know, him going to the gym at night and him, the way he dressed for Home Depot. And he said, look, I'm trying. I'm trying to build up our trust. I'm trying to let you know that you can trust me again. He said, so you tell me what you need from me. What is it that you need from me? And I got you. You tell me. And she said, you know, when she brought up the gym thing, he was like, well, I tell you what. How about when I want to go to the gym at night, we get a babysitter and you come with me? And then she was like, well, you know, I like my alone time. He said, see, you know, look, you know, I can't make this, you know, we're going to make it work. But he does seem sincere. I think he's still not understanding how his actions are hurting her. And the fact that he still talks to this woman tells me he does not understand. But I do think that because he's a man, he don't get that. But I do think that he loves his wife and he wants his marriage. So we'll see how this plays out. But it was a good episode. It really was. And like I said, the previews for next week, honey, look just as good. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all, you know, drop it in them comments. Let me know. Peace.